Here we hear the concluding section as Cooper, back, time has passed because of being near a black hole. He's faced with the situation of being at the deathbed of his daughter, who is by this point much older than he, and there's nothing left for him, so he goes back to find his true love. Taking that great spaceship journey back into outer space to rendezvous with Brand, who had been on the adventure earlier with him. Meanwhile, here's a guy I discovered while doing the Opus project. Just happened to Google Opus 51, and up popped Salvador Brotons, a Spanish composer who's spent time in the US in Portland, and now he's back in his native Catalonia. Duet here for flute and marimba. Here he is, Prince, makes it big in the 90s, bookended between Rolling Stones and the Police. Isn't that nice? Nicer than this. But what can we say about Purple Rain? Well, wonderful album. You know me, that's it. Word wonderful again. We're going to focus on a rather controversial song, but we can ask the notion, what do Verdi, Brahms, Joplin, and Prince have in common? And the answer is hiring out, how to put this delicately, the negotiation of physical favors for financial compensation. That sounds okay. We know Brahms and Joplin both played in brothels, but in Verdi's La Traviata, which Harriet and I just saw again, different performance from the Met, and now with Prince, we've got folks in the act of. It's the backstory of La Traviata, but here it's front and center. And, you know, we've had songs about sex since way back, and of course both jazz and rock and roll mean the same thing. So let's take a look at Darling Nikki. B minor. Kind of major too. And it's blues. A lot of word painting. And we could start this off as, here's the main melody. So do, do, ti, ti, la, 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 ti, ti, do, do, lay. Right, so we're kind of major at the top. Could be melodic minor, but like C.P.E. Bach, we go down as well as up. And I'm not sure if, did we ever mention this? One of my pieces from Camino Real, not the one we heard, has major at the top and minor at the bottom. And there's a dynamic here too. Make up your mind kind of stuff. So at the top, so do, do, ti, ti, la, 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 ti, ti, do, do, lay, 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 lay. And it happens again. And third phrase, fa, fa, me, lay, lay, do, do, me, re, re, ti. Once again, you're expecting we're going down. So, fa, 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 ti, ti, do, do. You like that? Fa, fa, ti, do, do. Yeah. And then, if that's the verse, the chorus is instrumental. And it's a bunch of power chords. How will this sound? We have to find out. Do, 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 me, do, do. And second time the chorus comes around, it expands from that. And yeah. Do, 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 me, do, 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 me, do. And then up to here. Yes! Woo! Fantastic. And that's real bump and grind music, which is totally appropriate given the subject, right? Word painting, Renaissance people would be excited, as many others are. There are two codas. There's a written coda and then a tape collage coda, which is not on the recording that hopefully we'll be able to upload. We'll see if there are any copyright violations. You know, that happens sometimes. If you ever have encountered me, there's a bug around here, if you ever have encountered me holding forth on a piece and then the piece doesn't appear, that would be somebody didn't like us putting it up. And they just wrap me in the knuckles and say, you can't post it, so you delete that part. So I do. And who have been the chief deletees, demanding deletion? The Beatles, except for that performance on the Ed Sullivan Show. And then Bob Dylan, even when it's Jimi Hendrix doing Bob Dylan. And then the Police. And Chopin. Well, touch you, huh? Okay, here's the coda, which is kind of an expansion on B. And this is wonderful B9. Let's see if I agree with B9. There's a 7 down there. There's the 9th. Oh, yeah, there's my 3rd. Wow, nice. And it goes from there to, wow, this clustery thing. It's actually down here. Whoops. I guess I can't have such energetic playing. Oh, here. Syncopation, right? You expect more action on the and of 2. You don't get it. And then on the 1E and on the of beat 4, this comes in. Very clustery here. They call it E11 over D. Do I like that? Well, there's the D. So they say the E is the main note here. So here's root, here's 3rd down below, and it's inversion, certainly. E11, that's going to be the chord. So root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th. I totally agree with that. And since the D is in, that is first inversion, second inversion. Yeah, it's just a 3rd inversion going on here, and actually specifically voiced like this. It's an E dominant 11 because of that D natural there, and so you're going to get indeed this. And again, great. After that, there is an extended coda. Isn't this great? The keyboard running all the way down there. See, I'm using. Oh, we went that way.